Okay, so let's begin our meditation on this sutta.
So,
Yeah,
what topic are we discussing today, Vilas?
Maharahula Bodasit Sutta.
Is it for meditation or is it just we are having a discussion on this?
We can do both. It is actually how to meditate.
Okay.
So we can discuss as well as we can try to meditate.
Okay. Okay.
So we can use it as a discussion to begin with, based upon what is there in the sutta, and we can see how to meditate also. So before that, any questions you have, where we'll finish that and then we'll come to this.
No question as such as of now.
Okay. Hi, Shreyas.
Yes, sir.
After a long time.
Very long time.
Yes. Okay, so we'll start. We can meditate also. Wherever you find any questions to ask, you can also.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Majjhima Nikaya 62.
Okay. Got it.
Maharahulo Vada Sutta. Vada is to say something, and opinion. So this is Buddha's opinion about what he should be doing. So that's the whole idea of this sutta. So this sutta, why did I select, is that this sutta gives anyone what is the topic of meditation and how should one look at the 5 aggregates and what is Anapanasati. How can one understand what is Anapanasati? So that is the main focus of this. There are a lot of confusion, even though we have done many discussions on Anapanasati, but in this sutta he gives exactly what is Anapanasati, so the confusion is resolved. Okay, and also there are suttas where he explains about these 5 aggregates, but again we have gone through these 5 aggregates many number of times, but then there is confusion, or there is still doubt, or there is still I don't understand how to meditate on that. So this sutta, Rahula asked this question, and Buddha explains step by step how you should be doing it. So it's a very nice sutta for understanding, also for meditation. So we'll do first half, we will understand what it is, and any questions any one of you have, you can ask. If we find time, we can still find time, so we can do it for 2 hours, 1 hour on the sutta and 1 hour on meditation, so that you can do both and see what happens, and whatever questions comes by we will address. Hi Suyog. Hi Sachin.
Namo Buddhaya Bande.
Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.
Yeah, after a long time we are meeting, so let's make the best use of this sutta. So it is
Yes.
MN 62, Majjhima Nikaya 62. I have already shared the sutta. We don't have to go through each one of these, but we will look at what is he saying, and the first few lines are very important. Okay, and Rahula asked a very innocent question also, so we will go through that. So the first thing he says is that first, what happens in the scene is that Buddha is going for his alms round along with bhikkhus, and Rahula also follows him. And Buddha then says, that Rahula, what you should be doing. And this line is a very important one, which we will really see how it works. So I'll first read it in Pali, and we can do that in English. Yam kinchi Rahula Rupam Atita Anagatam Pachuppannam Ajattam Va Bahidda Va Olarikam Va Sukumam Va Heenam Va Panitam Va Yam Dure Santike Va Sabbam Rupam Netam Mama Neso Amhasmi Ne Na Meso Atta Iti Evam Etam Yathabhutam Samapanyaya Dattabam Iti. This we have gone through many number of times in the past, but we might not really have understood what is he trying to say. So first question for any one of you, if you want to answer, what is yatha bhutha?
As it is.
The typical meaning is as it is,
Okay.
but by reading this Pure Dhamma website, it is different meaning.
Yeah, go ahead. What is the different meaning of it?
As per that Pure Dhamma website, Yatha Bhut, he explains with the explanation of the Bhut. Bhut means the subtlest, the subtlest Rupa, and Yatha Bhut means I forgot that. in that context.
Okay. So how the form has happened, right? So the form has happened out of two things. One is the Mahabhuta, that is Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, and the Upadaya Rupa, which is Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja. So when we say Bhuta, it means what has got formed. Okay, so how it has become. So the nearest English word that can be used is what has become to be. So the Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja has become to be something, the thing over there. So if I take this body, the Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja has become a human form. So when I say Yatha Bhuta Jnana, it means that I am able to see Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja in as his condition, without that become. Meaning when I stand in front of the mirror, so this is the meditation I need to do. If I stand in front of the mirror, the form gets established in the mirror. If I am taking that form to be myself, so the three things are going to happen. Eso mama, this is mine. This form is mine. Even though it is Patavi, Tejo, Vayu, Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja, I feel this is mine. So there is a feeling and there is a perception which is Mano Sankhara or Chitta Sankhara. So first thing I need to do is when I stand in front of the mirror, I should be able to see Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja. That is the Bhuta. Yatha means here. Yatha Bhuta means here how it is formed. So when I stand in front of the mirror, how it is formed. Okay. Now Eso Mama is this is mine. Eso Mama Asmi, this belongs to me. This Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja belongs to me. So then I am fair. I am a fair person without hairs, with a particular kind of legs, particular kind of hands, and the torso and the face all belongs to me. Eso mama asmi. Eso me atta. This is certainly myself. I am certain about it. Now he says what you need to practice when you see the rupa is yam kinchi rupa. Whatever rupa. In atita, past, anagata, future, pachuppanna is present. So anything that is past, future and present, or ajjata, internal, that is when I stand in front of the mirror, bahidda, anybody coming with the form. So now I have Naveen having a form, Shreyas having a form, Sachin having a form, and Suyog having a form. That is Bahidda. What am I seeing? Am I seeing it as Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja? Or am I seeing them as Naveen and Shreyas and Sachin and Suyog? If I am seeing as names here, that becomes Eso Mama, this is mine, because you all are my friends, so you become mine. Eso Mama Asmi, because these belong to me. And Eso Me Atta, this is myself. If you are not there, I am going to be terribly hurt. The dukkha comes. So what I need to do is, whether it is ajjatta bahidda or atita anagata pachuppanna, olarika sukhuma, if it is gross or subtle, hinam panita, if it is inferior, panita is superior, hina is inferior, panita is superior. Then we have dure santike. Dure is far, santike is near. So there are 11 attributes. Atita, anagata, pachuppanna, ajjatta bahidda, olarika sukuma, hina panita, dure santike. These are the 11 attributes or characteristics of a form which has to be seen with yatha bhuta jnana. Then what happens? Then the mind gets dislodged with this form. So wherever Buddha has used bhuta, yatha bhuta, it means here with this what has become. So this body has become from these 4 primaries or 4 dhatus or qualities in English, and 4 upadaya rupa. So as long as there is Pathavi, so long as Varna is going to be there, color is going to be there. As long as there is Apo, there is Rasa going to be there. Some fluidity is going to be there. As long as Tejo is going to be there, so long as Ojas is going to be there, nutrient. As long as Vayu is going to be there, Gandha is going to be there. So this is Upadaya, derived from these 4 primaries or 4 qualities which are dhatu. So if I were to go by the dhatu vibhanga, I can still practice the same. So he is going to come to that in the next section, but it connects to the dhatu vibhanga. So what should I meditate? Stand in front of the mirror or sit in front of the mirror if you don't want to stand for a long time. You need to observe the form which gets produced on the mirror, and see with yoniso manasikara, a proper thoughtful reflection on whether I'm able to see Patavi in place of my name Vilas, Apo in place of my name, Tejo in place of the name, Vayu in place of the name, Varna in place of the name, Gandha, Rasa, Oja. This is what I need to practice. So, if I do that, then immediately the Atita, Anagata, Pachuppanna drops off. The past, the future, and the present. Ajjatta Bahidda will go away. There is no external, there is no internal. Then Olarika Sukhuma, gross and subtle. Hina Panita, inferior, superior. Dure Santike, far or near. All of them will drop off because I am able to see Sabbarupam, Netam Mama, all Rupa, this is not mine. Neso Ahamasmi, this does not belong to me. Neso Me Atta, this cannot be called as myself. Evam Etam, this completely. Yathabhutam, I can see as is. This 4 rupas or 4 elements along with its upadaya rupa. So this is a practice I can do. So in a day, I need to sit in front of the mirror, watch the reflection appearing, and use the yoniso manasikara, thoughtful reflection, and see inside. Inside means ajjatta, and bahidda, whatever the form is made on the mirror image. If I can drop off rupa in this way, then I can do it with anyone. If I cannot do it, when I see, I get attracted, if I get attached, if I get the desire, if I get the chanda, interest, that this is me, this is mine, this belongs to me, and this is myself, it means that there is a long way to go for me. If I am not seeing it in that way, and I am seeing it in a yatha bhuta jnana, that is seeing things as they are or as it is what is translated in English, which means how it is formed, I am able to see clearly. Then these 11 things, literally you can see it dropping off. So you will not claim to be, I was there yesterday, I will be there tomorrow, I am there now. Neither I am going to say I am this and he is that. Or when I stand in front of the mirror, I am not going to say this is, I am sitting here and the reflection is there. Then I am not gross, neither I am subtle, nor I am inferior, nor I am superior, nor I am far, nor I am near. Any questions on meditation on this rupa?
Yeah, actually, can you, sorry, this the whole sentence, so may, if you can again define and clarify me the difference between may and atta.
No. Okay. Eso mama. This is
Mama.
mine.
Okay.
Eso na mama. This is not mine.
Hmm.
Eso mama asmi. Asmi is that vanity which comes, or the ego which comes, that this belongs to me. Eso na mama means there is no ego that this is not mine, or this does not belong to me. Eso me atta. Me in Pali does not mean that's mine or I am. No, that's not the meaning. Atta is that ownership what you take, the personality what gets created. So when it is eso me atta, what it really means is that I am making that as my ownership. I am owning this body. So in English, when they translate, they make it as this is myself. Self will come when there is an ownership. So when we take ownership of something, there is a self created in that. If you own anything,
Again, so, sorry,
yeah,
the second sentence I was confused. I thought it is aham asmi, but now you said it is mama asmi.
it's here. If you see, netam mama neso aham asmi.
Aham.
Aham means I.
Okay.
Asmi is I have become that, right? Eso me atta.
Hmm.
Na meso atta is actually ma eso atta becomes meso atta.
Hmm.
So the second one is eso
Aham.
mama eso aham asmi, or in some places he will say mama asmi.
Hmm.
Mama and aham are the same. Mamakara means that mindness. Ahankara means also mindness.
Hmm.
Okay. Neso ham. Ham is aham.
Hmm.
Aham, you know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Right.
in some suttas he talks about ahankara,
Hmm.
mamakara. So he uses many times mamakara. So
Mamuka.
mamakara, ahankara, aham or ham,
Hmm.
it all means the same. So when he is using the positive, that is eso mama asmi, or eso aham asmi, eso me atta iti, that is what he would use when it is in positive. When it is in negative, he uses at netam mama neso aham asmi neso me atta, or na meso atta.
Hmm.
This is in negative, meaning you are saying that you are not that.
Hmm. So aham or whatever, mamasmi and atta,
Atta is a personality. You
personality.
become, you take it as a person and you make it as a owner. So when you sit in front of the mirror or stand in the front of the mirror, don't you feel you own this body? That is atta.
Okay.
Don't you feel,
My,
yeah, don't you feel that it belongs to you?
yeah.
That is neso ahamasmi.
Hmm.
Sorry, it is not neso aham asmi, it is eso aham asmi. Eso is this is, aham or ham is mine. Asmi is
Okay.
the vanity or the ego. Asmimana. That's the reason he calls it as Asmimana. So even the one of the fetters or Sanyojana is Asmimana.
Okay.
So even if I am a Anagami, I have that Mana, Asmimana is going to be there. This is the same thing here. So the practice here is to nesoham asmi, to come out of that aham and asmi. Yes, eso is. Okay. Any other question? Good. If you don't have any further questions, then we have to go to Vedana. So for this, you need to know that in certain suttas, he explains about what is samudaya, what is attangama. You should have practiced that, and then this becomes easy. So, passa samudayo, vedana samudayo, passa nirodho, vedana nirodho. Okay, then passa samudayo, sanya samudayo, passa nirodho, sanya nirodho. Passa samudayo, sankhara samudayo, passa nirodho, sankhara nirodho. So, because he doesn't talk about how should you meditate upon the Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara and Vijnana. He doesn't talk about that. He only has given detailed explanation on Rupa. But he doesn't talk about Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara and Vijnana. And when it comes to Vijnana, it is Namarupa Samudayo, Namarupa Samudayo, Vijnana Samudayo. Namarupa Nirodho, Vijnana Nirodho. Okay. And in the same sutta, he talks about Ahara Samudayo, Rupa Samudayo, Ahara Nirodho, Rupa Nirodho. So this we need to know in order to practice the other four. Now sitting in front of the mirror, how can I practice the other four? Number one, what is Vedana? So you have Sukha Vedana, Dukkha Vedana, Adukha Sukha Vedana. So if I take this form, what is coming on the mirror as mine, then immediately the feeling will start as Sukha Vedana if I am looking lean, Dukkha Vedana if I am looking fat, Adukha Asukha Vedana if I am not really bothered about how I am looking. So Chakuncha Paticcha Rupe Upajjati Chakku Vijnanam. So now through the Chakku I am seeing this Rupa. Tinna Sangati Passo. So now with these three comes the contact. So Passa Samudayo, Vedana Samudayo. Passa Pachaya Vedana, Yam Vedeti Tam Sanjanati. Now whatever I am feeling, I am perceiving that. So now I perceive it as a pleasurable thing because I am looking lean. Or let's say I have dressed up, so which is a Sankhara. So I feel very happy about my dressing for the occasion. So when I do this meditation, if I am doing ayoniso manasikara, what happens? The Vijnana will now create Nama and Rupa. Nama Rupa Samudayo, Vijnana Samudayo. Now what happens when I sit in front of the mirror? I am seeing myself there. And when that myself is created, the experience of self is also created. And when the experience of self is created, the name and form gets created simultaneously. So I would feel that I am certainly Vilas because there is Adivachana Sampassa, which is the description about what is Vilas, and Patigga Sampassa because this form is striking. The form is striking onto the mirror, and the mirror reflection, what is coming, is falling on the consciousness, which is a reflection. The unique characteristics of Vijnana is that it reflects. So whatever gets reflected gets experienced. So now Vilas gets experienced in the consciousness. Now what I need to do is, the meditation for me is that when I sit in front of the mirror or stand in front of the mirror, I need to bring in the Yoniso Manasikara, and with a watchful thing, I need to see this Rupa as is. Then the Vedana would be neutral, not the neutral where I don't care. It is neutral as real neutral. I am seeing it as Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja. Yata Bhuta Jnana Darsana. When I get that, the Vedana becomes neutral. Because the Vedana becomes neutral, I can see Anicca nature in that. So Anicca Sanya gets established. When the Anicca nature gets established, the Dukkha is seen in preparing. So this becomes a prepared body, which is Sankhara. So now I am experiencing what is Sankhara. And the Vijnana, which is Chakku, Sota, Ghana, Jivha, Kaya, Mano, stops. There is no reflection in that consciousness. What is reflecting over there is Yoniso Manasikara. So this is what I need to practice. It's a very simple practice, but the sati has to be there, that whenever I am watching myself or whenever I am watching others. So now what I am calling as myself, it is, Buddha calls it as vohara. In Sanskrit it is vyavahara, and in English it is transactional. So it is transactional reality. I have to call this as my body because there is no other way to define it. It is just a language, not really that a person exists out there. But it is a conventional way of dealing, which is transactional. So this is called as transactional reality. In the transactional reality, Vilas exists along with his body, and he is doing XYZ kind of work, living in a particular place, eating and walking and sleeping and all of that he is doing. So this is what I need to really practice. Okay. So I can spend hours together watching people on the road or at home or wherever it is. When I am doing vohara or transaction or conventional way of living, I can interact with people as though there are people, and in reality, yatha bhuta, I am seeing it as Patavi, which is not having any sara, essence. Apo doesn't have any sara. Tejo doesn't have any sara. Vayo, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja. So I am able to see how it has become. It is prepared. Sankata. Prepared with condition. So the Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, they have come together due to Vijnana. This consciousness. So in the consciousness, this gets established. So it looks like a Ghana Sanya, that is a real solid thing. So what I am doing through this practice is I am practicing Anicca Sanya. Okay, which means I am able to see how the decay is happening. They are disintegrating completely. So now the mind sees dukkha instead of sukha. Instead of nichya, I am able to experience anicca. Instead of sukha, I am able to see dukkha. Instead of atta, I am able to see anatta. Instead of creating a personality, I have dissolved the personality. Then instead of subha, which is auspicious, I am seeing it as inauspicious, asubha. So the characteristics anicca, dukkha, anatta, asubha gets established over the nichya, sukha, atta, subha. This is what I need to practice with the other four, which is phassa samudayo, vedana samudayo, phassa nirodho, vedana nirodho, phassa samudayo, sankhara samudayo, phassa nirodho, sankhara nirodho, phassa samudayo, sanya samudayo, phassa nirodho, sanya nirodho, namarupa samudayo, Vijnana Samudayo, Nama Rupa Nirodho, Vijnana Nirodho. So what I need to do is to look at the Nirodha aspect of it and not give too much of interest over the Samudaya. Then I can see the Dukkha. If I am seeing only Samudaya, I cannot be watching the Dukkha. Any questions? Or anything you want to discuss?
So the Nirodha happens only when Yoniso Manasikara is present, right? And
Correct.
you're just,
Correct.
and with the neutral feeling, it just drops.
Yes, so the Nirodha can be only seen when you are in Yoniso Manasikara, not otherwise.
Right, yeah.
So when I sit in front of the mirror, I feel vilas and there ends a matter.
Correct, yeah.
So now there is no longer any Nirodha. I am only seeing Samudaya.
Huh.
All the time I am seeing I am available.
Correct, yeah, yeah.
So then I can say I am hungry, I am growing, I am taking bath, I am doing this, I am doing that, and this will keep on happening.
All the Sankharas also start.
Yes, all the Sankharas will start.
Yeah.
Because I have missed looking at the contact, phassa. So
Right.
I am not being careful.
Correct. And that is again dependent on the morality aspect.
Yes. So if my sila is not completely established, I will not be able to see the rupa itself. Theoretically, intellectually, when I sit in front of the mirror for 1 minute, I can say that this is Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, and that's it. After that, it goes away.
Yeah, correct.
It doesn't stay. Good question. Anybody else want to discuss? So this is the first thing.
When you say Nama Rupa, that means first Pachaya Vedna, but now Vijnana is alongside that first there is Adivachana, additional first, Adivachana Sampassa. That path leads to Vijnana.
No, it's not like that. See, first contact is there for all the three. Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. Now to make that whatever it is, you require Vijnana, which is consciousness. Now this name and form will get established in consciousness or reflected in consciousness. Name is not my formal name or whatever that name. The name as in the experience is what it is all about. So there are two things. Patigga samphassa, adivachana samphassa. It is not just phassa, it is samphassa. Samphassa means that it is completely involved with it. Okay. It is not the normal phassa what is being spoken in the Vedana Sanya Sankhara. Now, what is this sum is what he explains in Mahanidana Sutta, wherein he explains what is what is the Nama and what is the Rupa. So you need to remember this formula. What is the formula for that? The formula for that is, on the Rupa side and on the Nama side, you need to have the Akara, you need to have the Linga, you need to have the Nimitta, you need to have the Uddesha. This is the formula. If you miss the formula, you will take only the name. So, whatever form that has happened in front of the mirror along with the form is grasped as this is mine, this belongs to me, and this is I. This is my personality. Along with the mirror also is you, along with that object what is coming there. So when I see somebody called as a wife, apart from the body, that person is also grasped. And that is what it means, that this formula where you have Uddesha, the Akara, the shape, Linga is the gender, Nimitta, the symbol, Uddesha, the purpose, and Namakaya is Phassa, Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, Manasikara. Rupakaya is whatever we have just now spoken on Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja. These two collections, when contacted through the Akara, Linga, Nimitta, Uddesha, creates the verbal impression and creates the resistant impression. Resistant impression due to the form which is appearing on the mirror, the adhivachana, the verbal expression that what it is, gets established together in the consciousness. So Vijnana will be able to now hold both the resistant impression along with the verbal impression. Verbal impression as in the designation. So now I am designated as Vilas along with the form. So I am not only grasping the name and the form, but also grasping the reflected thing also, which is the Vijnana. So it holds by itself.
Tatik resistance, can you come again? Resistance, that is the impression you said, huh?
Resistant impression means the form which is coming in front of that Vijnana, right?
Okay. The whole picture, okay.
Now there is a Akara shape, right? There is a Linga, Pullinga, Strilinga, Napumsakalinga. That is masculine, feminine, or neither masculine nor feminine. Then there is a symbol. Then there is a purpose. Whatever purpose it has to serve. All those four will shine on the consciousness. That is striking. It strikes on the consciousness because there is a resistance created by the form. So when I stand in front of the mirror, there is a form which is appearing in front of the mirror, correct?
Yes.
That is a resistant impression. So what I do now to create this self, which is Atta, I not only take that form which is appearing on the mirror, I take the mirror also along with it. So this is what I carry as an image. So when I stand in front of the mirror, if I'm looking lean, I feel I am lean. If I am fat, I feel I am fat. So that experience is also coming along with it, called as a fat or as a lean. So I feel happy if I am lean. If I am called a very fat person, I feel hurt.
Okay.
So this is the depth at which you can go.
Okay.
Sir, when you say resistant impression, what exactly do you mean by the term resistant? Like, in what aspect is it resistant?
You first stand in front of the mirror. Then I can. Why don't you open
Yeah.
your video? Sorry, video,
Okay.
and we will do it online.
Okay.
That's the best way.
Sure.
So now you're standing in front of the mirror.
Huh.
Okay. Is the object coming in front of the mirror? Okay. That is called resistance. There is something resisting you, right? You are able to see something. Are you able to see the object there?
Huh.
Yes. That is called as resistance. Patigga. It strikes, right? You are able to
It is striking. Okay.
It is striking
Okay.
in front of you.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you want to tell it something what you should have, the akara, there's a shape, right?
Okay.
There's a linga, right?
Okay.
There is a
Right.
nimitta.
Nimitta. Correct.
Nimitta is a symbol. So you have symbolized something to call this is you.
Correct.
And there is a uddesha, there's a purpose. So the rupakaya is what is there as a rupa there. It is patavi, apo, tejo, vayo, varna, rasa, gandha, oja. But now it is striking to you in the nama.
Okay.
Nama here is that phassa has happened, contact. So the mirror reflection is being contacted. Right. Then there is Vedana. Aren't you feeling that there is something in front of you? Yes. Then you have Sanya. Are you not perceiving this object? Yes. Then there is no Chetana. There is an intention. Yes, there is an intention. And then there is Manasika. You will now realize that you are Shreyas.
Correct. In all the cases, this resistant impression will come, but additional will not come if I'm not interested. So it's based on interest or whatever.
Yes. So if either one is missing, if the phassa is missing, nothing will come. If Vedana is missing, nothing will come. If the Chetana is missing, nothing will come. If you are having Yonisa Manasikara, all the four will drop. So now, take the 5 fingers. The thumb is the Manasikara. So when you practice, you have to practice like this. This thumb, if it is not watchful of the other 4, it becomes Ayoniso Manasikara. Why? The phassa tells that it is you. So, eso mama has happened already. Okay, this is mine. If somebody asks me, who is this? I say, I am. How? First it became mine. Eso mama. Eso aham asmi. This belongs to me. Eso me atta. This is myself. Indeed, this is myself. If you ask me, Vilas, are you alive? I'm going to say, yes, I am alive. I am hale and healthy. Why can't you? You are able to see me smile. You are able to see me everything, right? So, am I not looking good? Say, Vilas, you look so good. This is resistant impression on your face. Okay. You are seeing this shape, akara. You are seeing this linga, which is the gender. You are seeing the nimitta. Based upon this, you call this as Vilas. Tomorrow I am called as something else, then you change that because the nimitta is changed now. Then there is Uddesha, purpose. What is your purpose? So we have a biodata now. Vilas is a so and so person staying in Bangalore, blah blah blah. All that is the Uddesha. With that, both of them, meaning the Namakaya, which is Phassa, Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, Manasikara, with Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Oja, reflects on the consciousness, which is Vijnana. Now, when it reflects, what happens is Vijnana has the ability of not only reflecting but also giving itself the experience of itself. So it holds the mirror along with the person in the mirror. This is what it is. So Rahula asked this very innocent question to Buddha, that should I only look at Rupa? Is that sufficient? He says, no. Rahula, you have to do Vedana, you have to do Sanya, you have to do Sankhara, you have to do Vijnana. But that is not detailed here. For that detail, you have to go to another sutta where he says what is Udaya, what is Nirodha, Attangama. Where is Udayangama, where is Attangama. So then you have to go through that sutta and he explains all the 5 aggregates. Okay, so this is the practice. Now with that, when we practice, what happens? The mirror is completely broken. So from that day, you stop to watch this reflection and calling it as your self. Na eso mama, this doesn't belong to me. Na aham asmi, this is not mine, or this doesn't belong to me. And na meso atta, this is not my personality or myself or whatever that can be put. So this is the practice. Along with that practice, Sariputta says to him, why don't you add Satipatthana here? And that is an interesting next set, because he says he sits there and then he doesn't go for his lunch. And he says, Rahula, sitting there like that will not get you anything. You have to do Anapanasati. And we have gone through Anapanasati Sutta. We have also gone through Anapanasati Katha. But still, I don't think so we have clarity on what we should be doing when it is Anapanasati. In this particular sutta, Buddha gives a complete exposition on what is Anapanasati, which is not there even in Anapanasati Sutta. So this is the most benefit. Before that, we should have practiced whatever we have spoken. So sit in front of the mirror, look at it. Can you see Rupa? Yes, I can see Rupa. What Rupa are you seeing? The first question. Yatha Bhuta Jnana has to happen. So now when I am watching this camera, which is equivalent to a mirror, I should reflect not the body, because ayoniso manasikara is the body, yoniso manasikara is being Yatha Bhuta. So now the consciousness is able to move the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and all of these hands, fingers, everything is moving because of consciousness. It's not I am consciousness, it is because of consciousness. The other 5 elements, that is Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo and Akasa, are there in its form. So in the next section, he talks about what is Patavi, what is Apo, what is Tejo, what is Vayo, what is Akasa. Now before we go there, when I sit in front of the mirror, I need to see, as long as Patavi is going to be there, so long the color is going to be there. So when I watch everywhere, wherever there is Patavi, there is color. Patavi, Varna. Then Apo is going to be there then rasa is going to be there. There is some kind of fluidity, some kind of sapidity going to be there. Rasa. As long as there is tejo, so long there is going to be ojas going to be there. So it heats up, it extracts the food and creates the nutrients. Everywhere in the universe you will find nutrients, and nutrients are created due to temperature, not due to anything else. And temperature means either it is hot or cold. Both are temperature. Then vayu is required for gandha, the scent to pass through. Otherwise there is no scent. If I am able to scent something through the nose, it means the vayu is bringing it, not that I am going behind the scent. The scent is coming to my nose, to this nose, and it comes to everybody's nose. Then I am smelling it. So when I watch this, can I now call Atita, past, as me? No. Can I call future as me? No. Can I call present as me? No. Can I call this equals to me, Ajata? No. Can I call the people sitting in front as me? No. Or even that object which is appearing in this video, can I call it as me? No. Then Olarika, gross. Is this a gross version of me? No. Is it a subtle version of me? No. Then is it hina, inferior, or is it panita, superior, or is it far? It's far away. So now let's say I want to catch this person sitting there. Cannot happen. Santike, near. The more nearer I go, it is only a reflection. It cannot be caught. So since it is just a reflection, Vedana will be neutral. Sanya will be anicca sanya. Because I can see the passing away of this object. Since the object is passing away, I can see anicca sanya. Nicca sanya is it's always exist in its original form, which is not true. The feeling also doesn't exist in its original form. The perception also doesn't exist in original form. The sankhara, which is the preparation or choices what we make, or willful action, or whatever it has become, never exist in that way. And the vijnana also goes away along with the form. So nothing can be said as mine. Nothing can be said as belongs to me, and nothing can be said as this is myself. So this is the practice. If I am able to practice it in a whole day, watching somebody, watching anything from computer to table to chair to the place I am sitting to everything, including the people I am seeing, the equanimity gets established. So when equanimity gets established, that is the right time to get into Anapanasati.
Yeah, before we enter into that point, I have one practical question.
Yes.
Like when you ask, I know, yes, this is that, no, this is that, no, this is that, no, okay, I know everything. But when I sit and practically do what I do, okay, I can only do this is not Sachin or this is Sachin. I can only switch from this to this. Practically, it becomes so bland. It is like जो बच्चा स्कूल में जाता है जो पढ़ा है उसको रट्टा मारता है मतलब he's trying to mug up. And what is the difference between this practice?
This practice, for that you need to go through Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta.
Yeah.
Okay, where he says, see, you have to get a breakthrough. I can tell about my breakthrough. You all have to look at your own breakthrough. So I was watching keenly the holes. Then suddenly it happened. Not that I have never watched the whole of the mouth or the nose or the ear or the private parts. I have seen. But it never gave me that experience of Yoniso Manasikara, even though I knew it. But one day, it happened to see the whole only, nothing else. After getting that thoughtful, that's the reason the English word is very difficult for Yoniso Manasikara. Yoniso. Yoni is the root, womb. Yonisa means getting into the root of it, getting into the womb of it. Manasikara is, manas is the mind. Manasikara, kara is to do. Make the mind get into the root of it. So what is the root of it? Root is the whole. If there is a space, it should have hole. Otherwise, there is no space.
Okay.
So when I open the mouth, I need to observe the hole. I can say intellectually, I know there is a hole. No, that is not what I am talking. That is Ayoniso Manasikara still. Yoniso Manasikara will happen when everything stops, the mind stops, and it just penetrates the hole. Either in the nose, or in the mouth, or in the ear, or in the anus, or anywhere. If it happens, if you are able to penetrate, immediately Vayu you can penetrate. If you penetrate Vayu, you can penetrate immediately Tejo. If you penetrate Tejo, you will penetrate Apo. If you penetrate Apo, you will penetrate Patan.
So when you say penetrate means you are exclusively in that.
Yes,
everything else drops.
You are able to see it in actual form, not as a combined one. Now, this, even though I am able to see the whole in me and a whole in Shreyas sitting here, I still know it is Shreyas. Okay? I still know this is Vilas, which is Ayoniso Manasikara. This is what you are asking me. I know I am Sachin, I know I am not Sachin. Right? Which is an intellectual insight only for the sake of it, that I have understood. So in the Chitta, which is the starting point, Chitta to Vijnana, in the Chitta, it should drop off. Then you can see the whole, or you can see the liquidity, or you can see the solidity, or you can see the Vayu. If one of the element you are able to do out of 5, you immediately penetrate it. Sharply it cuts off. Then there is no confusion. I stand in front of the mirror. Yes, sir, I stood in front of the mirror. Now what I should do? Look at your face. Yes, sir, I am seeing. What are you seeing? Face. Now do whatever, it doesn't happen. Because conventionally I have to say, look at your face. But what should happen to you? Or what should happen to me? If you are asking me this question, will I stand in front of the mirror and watch the face? What should happen to me? I should be able to watch the holes, not the face. I don't have to be told, watch the hole. I don't have to be told, watch the hair. I don't have to be told, watch the breath. Right? If you see this, it has 5 senses with 5 elements also. If you just look at the face, eyes are there, ears are there, nose are there, tongue is there, face is there, which is touch. 5. Then the 5 elements, This face has taken a shape. It has holes everywhere. One hole, two holes here, one big hole here, two hole here. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 1, 5. If you really want to meditate, you can see all the 5 holes there. You don't have to search for any other hole. Great. Then saliva is there inside the mouth. You can meditate on that. Then you can see this face, which is skull, hardness, teeth, hardness. You can see that. Skin is also hard or soft, whatever. So now it is there. Apo is there. Now if I touch, I don't feel the hardness, softness. Along with that, I feel hot or cold. That is all I need to practice. Not sit in front of the mirror means I sit in front of the mirror, start watching what I should now do. That will not give me anything. Right?
Correct. So I can conclude like, just have patience and make it till you make it, and just have patience. Little bit, it will happen.
Yes.
For me, Akash element is very easy to penetrate.
Not only for you, everybody. Not only for you. It's most easiest is to watch the holes. Once you really penetrate Akash, then immediately you will be able to penetrate Vayu. Once you penetrate Vayu, how do you penetrate Vayu? Breath in, breath out, breath. Vayu. Simple.
Yeah.
Right? Just the face is sufficient. You don't require to see the entire body from leg to face. Just the face. It has all the 5 senses also. Beauty portion of face is you have 5 senses, 5 elements. Over. Now where is Rupa? Here. Where is the Vedana? In the senses. What are you seeing? If you see Vilas, Sukha Vedana. If you don't see Vilas, Dukkha Vedana. If you don't know who you are, neutral Vedana. Vedana is going to be there. Sanya, what did it say? You are Vilas. Sankhara, you prepare Vilas in a beautiful way. You take Vilas out, you take Vilas in the car, you take Vilas in the office, you take Vilas everywhere. This is Sankhara. What's a Vijnana? I'm experiencing Vilas all the time. There's not even a moment where I don't experience Vilas. Because it is Ayoniso Manasikara. Now if I want to do Yoniso Manasikara, do the practice of watching the holes. Is Vilas hole? Not W-H-O-L-E, H-O-L-E, hole. Yes, 5 holes are there. Is Vilas made out of holes?
No.
Has anybody asked this question? That when he was born, he came with 5 holes in the face? No. So that means there is no Atta. How can I take ownership of the whole now? Okay. What about the breath? Can I take ownership of the breath? From the time I started, I've been breathing. I know. No. Very good. Can I take the ownership of temperature? No. Very good. Can I take the saliva as mine? No. Can I take the hardness as mine then? No. Means Neso mama, this is not mine. Neso ahamasmi, this does not belong to me. Neso me atta, this is not myself. Then I can immediately experience anicca, paticca samutpanna, khaya dhamma, vaya dhamma, viraga dhamma, nirodha dhamma. Straight. And nirodha happens then and there. If nirodha happens, I am already dead. What is more to die? There's no villas now. It's comfortable. So if I say Shreyas, it's a conventional reality, which means Vohara or Vyavahara, or we can call it as transactional. So instead of calling, hey, my dear friend with 5 holes and heat and saliva, which is a liquid and all of that, I call him as Shreyas. He says, yes, sir, I'm Shreyas. Very good, excellent. So we talk just as a talking. Nothing to be serious about. That's the first practice. If we do that, then we come to Anapanasati. Okay, if you want, we can end it here with this practice and come to Anapanasati. We will come another 1 or 2 days later. It would help. I can go through this. I have no problem. I can spend another 1 more hour without any issues. I can complete the journey for you, but you have to experience it. What do you all say? Should we continue or shall we drop?
We'll pause here and come back after a few days.
Yeah, I think so. It is good because let's sit in front of the mirror and practice, and also practice when we see people outside. Ajjatta bahidda, then Olarika sukuma, then Hina panita, then Dure santike. So I should be able to drop Atita, Anagata, Pachuppanna, Ajjatta bahidda, Olarika sukuma, Hina panita, then Dure santike.
But yeah, we will do that later. But I am curious about that mystery part.
Which mystery?
In which that Anapanasati, he explains without explaining Anapanasati, and the key hidden in that. The relation between this and Anapanasati.
Now I will cover. So since you are interested, I will cover and we can again come back. See,
okay, practical we will do later.
No, we'll do practically. So practically what he says, so he informs, Sariputta informs Rahula, you should do Anapanasati. And Rahula doesn't understand what Sariputta is saying. So after a while, in the evening, he goes and meets the Buddha and asks the same question. What is Anapanasati? How to practice Anapanasati? So then he says, Anapanasati, Rahula, you should practice like this. You should practice it as 5 elements or 5 dhatus. First, you should know that there is no internal, there is no external. You drop it off. This is missing in the Anapanasati sutta. There is a reason for it. You should have done this before coming here.
Okay.
Just reading Anapanasati or Anapanasati Katha is not going to help. First, we need to sit in front of the mirror, drop out this, whatever we just now spoken about, Rupa Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. Come to the Dhatu Vibhanga section and remove yourself from the Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Akasa. This is the first practice in Anapanasati. There is no Ajjatta Bahidda. Again he says, Neso Mama Asmi, Neso Me Atta. Once I have practiced this, okay, then I am coming into the next one. This is even more funny. He says, be like earth, be like water, be like fire, be like air, be like Akasha. What it means? He gives the entire earth. You urinate, you deface, you spit, you do whatever you want. Is the earth getting irritated by it? No. You piss, you do shit, you do everything, and the water takes it away. Is the water deciding should it take or shouldn't it take? No. You again shit, you again urinate, you do everything, and the fire will burn everything. Is it deciding, I will do this, I will not do this? No. Then Vayu, it carries everything away. It doesn't discriminate. So don't discriminate. When you don't discriminate, the breath almost stops. Now you come to so satova asasati, satova pasasati, dhikam va asasanto asasameti pajanati, rasam va asasanto asasameti pajanati, and the entire 16 steps into 232.
Okay, so breathing already stopped before Anapanasati.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Adjitam Bahita was very easy. When last time we did Dhatu Vibhanga, it was it clicked me very well. Adjitam Bahita means this all the Apo, Prithvi, Tejo, Akash, outside and inside. There is no discrimination. That is very easy for me.
Yeah, so, you do it, and then we come here. When you come here, what happens is that your breath becomes normalized. Then you get piti, then you get sukha, then you get pasiddhi, then you get aniccanupassana, then all of that, whatever is spoken there.
You say breath normalized, not stopped.
Normalized means that it doesn't either go in or it goes out.
Okay, or maybe you are not able to sense it.
Yes, you will not be able to sense it even though it is there.
Okay.
So he says here, he says here, after you end up in space, meditate on metta, then you meditate on karuna, then you meditate on mudita, then you meditate on upekha, then you meditate on asubha, then you meditate on anicca, then you meditate upon Anapanasati, which is what we just now spoke. So sato vasa sati and all that. So then you have piti pati samvedi happens, sukha pati samvedi happens, chitta sankhara pati samvedi happens, passambayam chitta sankharam happens, chitta pati samvedi happens, abhipamodayam, so you feel so happy, glad, pamoda happens, then samadham, so you get into samadhi, and because of that you get into vimochaya, you get vimochana, which is freeing. Then comes to anicca viraga nirodha patinisagga. Patinisagga is cutting the bond. The samsara is completely stopped. This is what you need to do. So after doing these two, come to Anapanasati Sutta and you are done. So that will end your journey. You will become Arhat.
So the point where the breath actually stops, the Yoniso Manasikara is at its highest point.
Correct. Absolutely. Because there is no mind movement. There is no movement. Mind movement happens with the breath.
Yeah.
So you stop the breath. See, that's the reason we say, hey, he almost took my breath away, or that scene almost took my breath away, because when I am that, I am not this. So the breath stops. We use it as a metaphor to indicate how involved I am. So Anapanasati is a state when you are involved completely. There is no thisness and otherwiseness. Then you are done. So you have released the samsara, the circle is no longer there. So one side is this and other side is otherwise. I do this because otherwise that is going to happen. Since I don't want otherwise to happen, I do this. So now you are released. You can be a free bird. Now you go wherever you want. You are only seeing holes. You are only seeing water. You are only seeing space, water, air, fire, and earth. No person can be found. So the satta in Sanskrit, sattva, Pali satta in Sanskrit is sattva, is gone. And in fact, we use a very funny adjective when we speak. In Kannada, if you see, tapatraya. And nobody asks, what is this tapatraya? Actually, it is raga, dvesha, moha that heats up. So the raga, dvesha, moha is immediately goes away once you see that it is only 5 elements and there is no person there. Another way of doing it, there are Arishad Varga, 6 of them: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. All the 6 will go away if you don't have any value attached to anything. So if you see the Dhatu Vibhanga, then the value is gone. If there is no value, Kama goes away. Kama going away, Krodha goes away. Krodha going away, Moha goes away. Moha going away, Lobha goes away. Lobha going away, Mada goes away. Then Mada going away, Matsarya goes away. Matsarya is stinginess. Mada is feeling intoxicated. So I feel intoxicated only if Kama is there. If I don't get the sensual pleasure, I enter into Krodha. Then if I don't get it, is Krodha. If I get more, it is Lobha. Because I am getting this again and again and again, I have moha, that is what is meaning of enjoyment. Then I get mada, intoxicated, and then matsarya, stinginess, because whatever I have earned, I can't give it to anyone, because I have put so much of effort to get that in the first place. That's all what it is. So I briefly explained you on the Anapanasati because you wanted to know that, curious to know, but we will do Anapanasati completely once you are done with this. Then we will do it step by step.
Okay.
Naveen, any comment? I think he is already in meditation. Suyog?
They're looking forward for the next session only.
Okay. So when do we meet? Saturday? Sunday?
I am ready for tomorrow also.
I know, but you should at least practice.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can do it tomorrow also. I have no problem. For me, I can do it now also. Why tomorrow?
I think Saturday or Sunday will be better.
Yeah, Saturday or Sunday. See, let's take time. Or Saturday. We'll take it on Saturday. Saturday night. Okay.
Okay.
We'll start at 8 o'clock, end at 10 o'clock. We'll do Anapanasati completely.
Okay.
2 hours. With this. So you should be able to see Patavi as Patavi, Apo as Apo, Tejo as Tejo, Vayu as Vayu, Akasha as Akasha. Then Metta, then Karuna, Mudita, Upekha. Okay, this 5 and that 4, 9. Once that is established, we are going to come to the breath. So Satova Asasati, Satova Pasasati, not before that. So to establish these 9 will take more than 1 hour. Then we do this. It is another 1 hour plus. So I think we'll not be closing until 10:30. So 2.5 hours. It will be fun.
Yes.
Okay, all right, then it's now 9:30. Wow, we have already done 1.5 hours. Only this much portion. and that is even more longer.
Longer, yes.
Okay, but good, excellent. So let's meet day after tomorrow. Sorry,
Yes.
today is Wednesday, right? On Saturday,
Yeah.
so we have time. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yes, two
Yes.
more days to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Namo Buddhaya, Bande.
Yeah, good night and Namo Buddhaya to everyone.
No,
Bye bye.